Hey everybody, it's Jax again from the Popcorn Review Podcast. Today's with my episode 68, AEW Holiday Bash 2025. Now, I didn't do a video for Winter's Coming, but guys, these Continental Classic matches have been insane. Been watching clips, been watching AEW, Dynamite, Collision. Wow. Kyle Fletcher is a beast. I'm surprised he lost to Speedball last week. But let's get into it. You did have Roddy or Roderick Strong versus Pac. I'm sorry, John Moxley rather. Um, Decent match. It was almost as if, or this one was, if I'm not mistaken, whoever won kept going in the tournament. Whoever lost was kind of out because they don't have enough points. So Roderick Strong didn't have any points. I think Moxley had like 3, if I'm not mistaken. He's been on a losing streak. So long story short, Moxley does pull this one out. Roderick Strong gave him everything. He gave him hell. Dropped him on the stairs. He was slamming him against the barricade, everything he could to try to get that W. But Moxley does pull it off. And to be honest with you, Moxley kind of got his 6 points now. So now I think he's like in second place or third place in the Continental Classic, if I'm not mistaken. But Moxley is moving up. He does have 2 matches left. Roderick Strong is pretty much going to be playing spoiler. He does got 1 match left, so he can kind of spoil it for someone else. So let's see how it plays out, honestly. These Continental Classics, like I mentioned earlier in the video, have been fucking insane. Can't wait to see what else they're going to do. But after that, you did have Eddie Kingston pretty much put the entire AEW locker room on notice that he learned from his mistakes. He learned from the loss from Joe. Are they building up Eddie Kingston to be the next AEW champion? I would love that. I know a lot of people would. That dude's a master on the fucking mic. His in-ring appearance, I would say, needs some work, if anything. He's a good wrestler, great on the mic, like I mentioned, great manager when he was. But Eddie Kingston would be a good champion. Even if it's like a transitional champion, Eddie Kingston can be a champion and that people would want to watch. I sure as hell would. The Mad King, that could be a crazy gimmick right there. The Mad King finally wins the gold and then goes fucking insane. That would be a tremendous story. But I digress. Eddie Kingston did say, I'm putting y'all on notice. I'm coming. And the next time I come for that title, I'm taking it. Can't wait to fucking see it. Let's go, the Mad King, Eddie Kingston. From there, you had the Don Callis family versus the Elite. You did have Kenny Omega and the Bucks reunite for this. They even had their Elite be the Elite intro. They even had the little placard on the bottom that said the Elite. So they are definitely together. Happy to see it. They were doing their thing. Hechicero's a really good wrestler, man. He's a bigger luchador, but still can wrestle his ass off. Just a tremendous match. Okada and Takeshita still having problems during it. I personally thought, now hear me out. I personally thought they were going to screw over Kenny Omega. Swear to God, I thought that's what's going to happen. They were going to screw over Kenny and still get their money from Don Callis. That's where I thought they were going with this, but they didn't. The Elite is together, and they were feeling it, man. They were feeling each other. You know, you had the Bucks fucking pouring it in or grabbing it in, bringing it in from him. They were feeling themselves. Kenny was feeling themselves. Great match. Can't complain about it. The Elite win their $1 million or 750,000 pounds, whatever you want to call it. But the Bucks do win with Kenny Omega's assistance. The Elite is now $1 million richer. How'd you guys like that match? Let me know. You did have at one point, you had Swerve. I'm sorry, you had Hangman come to the ring. Then you had Swerve come to the ring. Then you had Samoa Joe with the ops and Hook's smug ass look on his face coming to the ring. Shibata's, I guess he's out after the injury from Hangman. And they kind of all spoke, you know, Joe's talking shit to the crowd, talking shit to Hangman, talking shit to Swerve. And they all took their turns talking shit to each other. And out of nowhere, the lights go out. So everybody's like, what the fuck is happening? And who other than the devil himself, MJ motherfucking MJF. Sorry, I fucked that up. But MJF. Holy shit. Coming out in his blue suit, little Burberry shit around his neck, new hairdo from him. I'm not trying to make fun of him. Look like $1,000,000 coming to the ring. MJF is fucking back. Holy shit. And what does he say? He pretty much put everybody in their place. Like, Joe, you old as fuck. Hangman, you ain't shit. And Swerve, you just remind me of another guy who was a rapper who called himself a mogul. Oh, that's right. P. Diddy. He talked shit to all three of those dudes. MJF put those guys in their fucking place. Now, I personally thought with the three of them, Joe, Hangman, and Swerve, that you were going to have possibly Swerve or Hangman win. With throwing that curveball with MJF and the way he spoke, I think MJF's going to get his Triple B back, baby. What do y'all think? I definitely see MJF winning this. It could be Swerve, personally. It could be Hangman. Don't see Samoa Joe retaining. I'd be surprised, but at the same time, it's a fatal four-way. No disqualifications. So the Ops Dojo can get in. The Ops can get in. Prince Nana can get in. Hangman technically doesn't have anybody in his corner right now. Maybe Dark Order helps Hangman. Swerve has Nana, like I mentioned. And MJF might have Mark Sterling, pull a fast one. Or maybe he calls FTR and they join the Pinnacle again. They do have the tag team titles. And reorganize or regroup with the Pinnacle just like the Elite did, and it'd be the Elite versus the Pinnacle. So let's see what happens. But as of right now, MJF did declare himself because he's got to give a couple weeks notice, and he did so, or a week notice rather. He did so. So MJF is part of the Fatal Four Way. Again, when MJF wasn't there, I thought Swerve or Hangman for sure. But with MJM added to the mix, I think it may be Swerve or MJF. And I'm leaning more towards MJF. Just the way he spoke, the way he was coming off. I don't think they'll have MJF come up as a surprise like that to fucking lose. But again, you can still have Hangman and Swerve chase the title. Yes, they got to get wins. Yes, they got to be in the winning bracket column. But again, it's going to be a fucking hell of a match. MJF and Hangman, money. MJM and Swerve, money. MJF and fucking Samoa Joe again, money. Hangman and Swerve, money. Like, any fucking way you play that scenario, whoever wins the title is going to have three guys chasing them, and it's going to be tremendous storylines for the future. Like, I cannot wait to see that shit. But guys, again, MJF is fucking back. If you haven't seen it, please go watch Dynamite Holiday Bash. You can watch it on what's it called? HBO Max right now on replay. Go watch it. Just the way he came in, the swag that he had, the way he was talking shit to those boys. If he loses, it's going to be a letdown. Honestly, everybody hates MJF, but what does he say? He's everybody's douchebag. So, MJF, happy to see you. Definitely see you winning the title again. Don't know if it's this time around, but I am leaning towards you. I just feel that just the way that you spoke to these guys, the title's in the bag for you, and you're going to come out with that Triple B again. But let's see what happens, guys. What do y'all think? Let me know in the comments. You had Megan Bain, Marina Shafir versus with Athena, and you had Mercedes Moné versus the new women's tag team champs, Willow and Harley Cameron, and Timeless Tony Storm and Mina. So it was like an 8-woman match, 4-on-4. Decent match, honestly. A lot going on. The girls were all doing their thing. I'm surprised they didn't defend the titles. Yes, they just won it, but I feel like if you're trying to put these titles out in front and center for the women's division, tag team division, they should have been defended. It should have been like, who's number one contender? They beat Timeless, Tony Storm, and Mina. Why not wrestle them again at Holiday Bash? That's just my only feedback on this one. Okay, that's it. Great match, though. Showed your girls, showed tag teams in the match. The only drawback, again, I wish that they would have had them defend it. That's it. That's the only drawback. But there is something going on there. Willow takes the pin, which I'm surprised. If you notice, they try to protect a lot of their wrestlers. AEW and WWE, y'all both do this. Y'all protect your wrestlers. This in particular, Willow took the pin. She got like a cutter from Athena and then got rolled up by Mercedes Moné. So they worked together. Now, usually it'll be one of their weaker wrestlers that takes the pin, which could have been Harley or Mina. You know, in my opinion, out of the four, they would be the two weaker of the two. But Willow took the pin. So does that mean now that Willow and Harley have to defend the titles against Athena and Mercedes Moné at World's End or on the next Dynamite or Collision? What do you guys think? Again, Willow takes the pin, which I'm shocked because Willow's been really heavily pushed. I'm just really shocked that Willow took the pin. Yeah, people could be like, oh, well, it doesn't matter. Someone had to lose. I get it. But the way AEW and WWE protect a lot of their main talent or their higher talent, I feel like Willow is a higher talent. So I'm just surprised that she took the pin or she ate the pin. But that's just me. Now, Kyle and Pac for the Continental Classic. Now, I just mentioned Speedball beat Kyle last week. Pac was talking shit before this match. I don't care how fast you are, how strong you are. I'm going to put you into the ground. This match was fucking crazy. Kyle Fletcher, dude. I was already big on him when he went against Will Ospreay. They're building that dude for the future. I'm sorry. If they're smart, Tony Khan, 5-year max contract for this dude after his contract expires. Give him that guy 5 years, and I promise you that guy's going to be on top at some point. Even if it's just a one title run for the world title, Kyle Fletcher will be the world champion in the future. Again, selling his ass off, fucking hard hitting moves, fucking flips, brain busters. Like, Kyle Fletcher is the total package. I'm still surprised they made him lose the TNT championship personally. But Kyle Fletcher takes another loss, loses to Pac, lost to Speedball last week, lost to Pac. So he's 2-2 right now in the Continental Classic. I'm in shock. I personally thought Kyle Fletcher was going to win out or maybe just lose one match and just win the rest. Or sorry, yeah, lose one match and win the rest. That's personally what I thought. But he won 2, lost 2. Kyle Fletcher still sitting at 6 points. The first person to get to 6 points and is still at fucking 6 points. So it's like a 4-way tie with 6 points. If I'm not mistaken, it's Okada, Kyle Fletcher, Pac, and I forgot the fourth person. So if somebody remembers, just let me know. But guys, what's going on with Kyle Fletcher? But at the same time, Kyle Fletcher is definitely helping putting these guys over. The way he's selling, the way he's losing to these guys. Pac ain't no scrub, but still, this match was fucking amazing, dude. Like, as Pac was already to international champion at some point. There's a lot of champions in this fucking thing, except for Speedball and Speedball. I think it's just Speedball and Kevin Knight are the only ones who haven't held the AEW title. And if I'm not mistaken, somebody quote me, but I'm pretty sure they're the only two that haven't had AEW gold yet. Is it possible that they might? I don't know. I was really high on Kyle Fletcher taking that title from Okada. As of right now, is Okada going to retain and they're going to push the storyline of Okada and Takeshita, which is already going to fucking happen, but is that going to be the pinnacle of what's going on? I always thought Kyle Fletcher was going to take the title from Okada, like I said, but it doesn't like that's the way it's going to go. Is Kyle Fletcher even going to make it to the finals? Who do you guys think is going to be in the finals for the AEW, crown champion or continental champion? Sorry about that. But again, Kyle Fletcher, our boy, is losing 2 straight losses. What the fuck is going on there? You did have the AEW Dynamite Diamond Ring tournament or battle royal. Now, it was okay. In my opinion, it was okay. You know, you had a lot of teams. The Demand was in there. Jurassic Express, or no, Luchasaurus was in there without Jack Perry. You had Shelton Benjamin without Jack Perry, but you had a lot of groups in there, like the Demand, like I mentioned. You had, or was it just the Demand? I could have sworn. Oh, Bandito and Brody King. So you had there was a bunch of teams. Like, I felt like there was a bunch of teams, but it was an okay match. Now, long story short, Ricochet and Bandito are the final 2. So they are going to wrestle at World's End. If I'm not mistaken, it's World's End for the Dynamite Diamond Ring. Tony Khan is pushing Bandito heavily. Is this possible that Bandito could get a world title shot because of the ring? You know, whoever wins the ring gets a title shot. He jumps the front of the line. So a lot of people want to see Bandito, but I think Bandito will have a better match with Swerve and Hangman, right? He just fits those guys' wrestling style. Joe's a bigger dude, a bruiser. MJF does a little bit of everything, I feel like. But now Ricochet, is this the fucking way they're going to build Ricochet to be a world champion? He's already the AEW national champion. Like I said, he was going to win. Is this the way of putting Ricochet on top? Now, Ricochet could work with Swerve again. They've already done it. I'm not sure if he wrestled Hangman. I think he might have. And of course, he wrestled Joe at some point, whether it was WWE or now. But him and Max have not. They haven't, at least from what I know, they haven't gone against each other. So what's going to happen there? Who you think is going to face the world champion after they win the Dynamite Diamond ring? I'll be okay with both. Ricochet's building his storyline of being a great heel with his group, The Demand. And Bandito is a great luchador, the Ring of Honor world champion. Yes, they lost to AEW tag champions, but he's still been the Ring of Honor world champion. So is he going to get a title shot? Or is Ricochet going to continue to build his legacy as one of the best heels AEW has seen? And the best work that Ricochet has done as a talent. What do you guys think, man? Let me know. Please let me know. The Battle Royal was weak to me personally. I feel like it was one of the worst segments of the night. But the two guys who won, they could do a lot of shit with that story. So just let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Another Continental Classic match. You had Orange Cassidy versus Mascara El Dorado. And decent match. Both working well together, honestly. Especially for them not, if I'm not mistaken, Dorado doesn't speak English, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. But they were working well together. You saw how I even saw during the match, OC was like, hey, do this. Or you can tell them they were talking to each other, but I don't know if he speaks that well English. Well, long story short, Dorado put it on him. Like, I ain't gonna lie, Dorado could fucking wrestle, man. I wish Templado would come back too from CMLL. He was a fucking beast. But Mascara Dorado is doing his thing. Great match. Any match I've seen him in, he's done good. He does take the L, so OC wins. And then in a show of respect, Orange Cassidy throws his shades to him under the ropes, and he kind of puts them on him. They fell off his mask because he didn't have his ears, of course, but showed him a sign of respect, like, yo, man, good job, and gave him his glasses. So OC gets his extra points. If I'm not mistaken, Orange Cassidy also moves up to 6 points, or maybe this is his first 3, but I know, if I'm not mistaken, Dorada beat Mox, if I'm not mistaken about that. But that's what I'm saying. This Continental Classic, you think you know who's gonna win, and it fucking just nope, not gonna happen today. Like, I'm just in shock how this is going. It's not. It's what's it called? It's not predictable. You have to actually watch the match to see who wins, because not everybody's winning how you thought. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't expect Claudio to lose. Sure as hell didn't expect Kyle Fletcher to lose 2 in a row. Moxley's been taking L's. I think he's finally got 6 points, but he won one match and then lost 2 straight. And I won this one, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know who's going to be at the end here. Okada's fucking on a tear now. Takeshita is on a fucking tear now. Pac is on a fucking tear. Who is going to win this Continental Classic and take that title home? I want Kyle Fletcher, but the way it's going is up in the air. It could be anybody. What do y'all think? Let me know in the comments. Now, you had Jamie Hayter had a match. It wasn't posted, at least not throughout the day, because I watch AEW posting stuff all the time. Jamie Hayter had a match, I think, with somebody either from Ring of Honor or local, if I'm not mistaken, and she beat her. She got jumped by the Triangle of Madness, and Chris Statlander comes out and makes the save. Well, they go in there to do their finishing move. Tekla moves, and she gives Chris Statlander, the champion, the haterade. Just goes, oh, well, and walks out in the fucking ring. Actually, no, she takes the title, raises it over the head, and then lays it back on her. But she gave no shit. She didn't try to help her up, nothing. Just laid her out and kept it moving. So they're both face or good right now. So what do you think is going to happen? Who's going to take the title? I personally feel like Chris Statlander is going to win it. But at the same time, a lot of people were behind Jamie Hayter last night. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Now, there was the final. I honestly, the second half of, or that final hour of Holiday Bash to me wasn't great. You had the Bang Bang Gang there and versus FTR. We all knew FTR was going to win. You know, personally, everyone knew they were going to win. Even though the Bang Bang Gang technically won, but they had put his foot on the ropes last second, and then that's what happened. So they thought they won, they didn't win. Chief shot it, boom, boom, boom. FTR wins, which we all thought was going to happen. But the biggest news from this is the Continental Classic. Honestly, those matches have been fucking insane. And MJ motherfucking F is back. MJF is back, guys. MJF is back in AEW, looking like $1,000,000. Again, can't wait to see what happens at World's End. I don't know if I'll do a video on World's End because it's going to be around the holidays. I will try my best to post or at least show some pictures, some little quick stuff. But again, guys, World's End is big enough to be another fucking banger. Let me know what y'all think. Thanks for watching.